Krishna and I'm back with a new lesson. Well, the other day I was at work when few of my colleagues were, having this fun-loving discussion, some joke, and another colleague from another department walked in and said, "Hey, what's happening? Share the joke." And one of them was very rude and said, "Mind your business." Well, I think that was something really rude. It's mean. Yes, probably the group did not want to share the joke with her, but I think there was a better way to say it, something which was, probably in a very non-offending way. So she felt bad and walked away. Well, yes, there are times when you do not want to give out information, or probably you're supposed to keep a secret, okay? And you want to let the person know, I can't tell you because it's not the right thing to do. But there are certain ways to say it. So in today's lesson, you're going to learn how to avoid giving information. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few common expressions to see and learn how to say things politely without offending the other person. Alright, my first one here is no comments. Now I'm sure you watched a lot of interviews of politicians, celebrities and all the glitterati people, and when they are asked something personal, probably if they are in a relationship or something, they do not want to let the public know. So all they can say, which is polite, no comments. Now when you say no comments, that means that you do not want to give an answer to this question and the other person can move on to the next question. Alright, so a lot of politicians and celebrities, and of course you may use it too. So remember, always smile and say no comments. So it's not really rude, and well, the point is put across that you do not want to answer this question. Okay, now the second one here is I'm not at liberty to say. Now something like this is very formal and it's more of telling the other person it's a rule that I can't break, so I'm sorry, I can't give you the information or I cannot answer your question. So it's more like a rule. It's a very formal way of saying that you do not have the freedom to give out the information. Okay, third one, wait and see. Now supposing you want to know what's in the pipeline or what's happening next or something relating to the future, and you do not want, what are the plans, what's coming next, but you do not want to say it, so you can say just wait and see. Okay, that means you are not going to disclose the information, or a lot of people say wait and watch. Both are fine. So when you do not want to give information about something that may take place in the future and you know about it, so you can always say wait and see or wait and watch. Okay, the next one, let me get back to you. Now a lot of times you want to buy time, you do not want to answer the question now. A lot of people over the phone, you have a lot of telecallers that when you try to ask for information, probably they don't have the information, or if they have, they do not want to give it to you because they don't know it's the right thing to do. So to buy some time, they can say, okay, let me get back to you. Alright, so probably they'll revert later. Okay, the next, I'm sorry, that's confidential. Again, this is a very direct, straight and a polite way to say, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you that because that's confidential. Now this is very formal and a very polite way to say, where you are apologizing for not answering the question and justifying that it's confidential and you cannot let out the information. Okay friends, I hope these expressions are clear to you. I'm going to bring you some more expressions that you could use to avoid giving information. Okay, so the next one is that's personal. Now sometimes you have friends, you have your extended family, or probably people at work who try to probe you to get out some information. It could be something about your personal life or even something that you just wouldn't want to disclose. For example, if someone asks you, how much money do you make every month, and that's like something, obviously it actually is no one's business, but you don't want to say it, so the nicer way to say it, that's personal, okay? That means you're not going to let him know your salary, okay? But remember, always smile and say that's personal, so that keeps the peace between the two of you, okay? The next one, I'd rather not talk about it. Now, sometimes there are certain controversies, there is certain gossip that's happening all the time, and you know a lot about it, lucky you. And if someone tries to, remove the topic and make conversation and give you food for thought, hoping that you would let out something, the nice way to say it, I'd rather not talk about it, okay? That means you prefer not to talk about it. This means that you are telling the other person this is where he needs to stop the discussion, as he's not going to get any information out of you, okay? So this is I would rather not talk about it, okay? Okay, mind your own stuff. Now this is what I said in the beginning of the lesson when this happened in my office. One of my colleagues told the other, mind your own business, okay? Now this is something that's really rude, it is offensive. Probably you don't mean to hurt the other person, you're in a bad mood and you want someone to just go away, and you don't want to tell the person that, I'm not going to let you know what you want to know. So, a lot of people say this, mind your own stuff or mind your own business. Now, this does not mean literal stuff and little business. It just means don't poke your nose, okay? A very rude way to say. So, just avoid saying something like this, okay? The last one, I'll tell you when you're older. A very common phrase, I'm sure your parents may have told you when you were young and you heard some adult talk happening that you couldn't completely understand. So you're too young to know some things about life probably, and when a lot of adults are speaking and children are smart, okay, and they can kind of gauge what's happening and they're really interested and curious. So parents tell their children, or the grown-ups tell the younger ones, I'll tell you when you're older. That means you're too young to know this right now. It is of no relevance and it is not important for you, okay? So wait for a few years. When you grow up, I'll let you know. Okay friends, so these are the common expressions that you could use when you don't want to give out information, you don't want to hurt the other person, and still be polite and keep the peace. Okay, this brings me to the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed watching this lesson. If you have any comments and queries, please do put them in. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.